Barbershop conversation, guys. I want to have this conversation with you guys about what I learned this weekend. You know, I what I learned this weekend is that one, Bob Arum put his money where his mouth is and did the right thing by putting on a Terance Crawford Victor Postol matchup, which was arguably 1 versus 2 at the 140-pound limit. And two, it's going to be very hard for Terance Crawford to be a superstar with Bob Arum representing him and HBO not giving them money. Now, if you compare the two, Triple G and Terance Crawford, both of them are probably as dominant in their weight class, but HBO is putting money in Triple G, whereas HBO is not putting money in Terance Crawford. Now, when I interviewed Bob Arum, which gave me a different perspective of this fight, at the beginning when this fight was listed on pay-per-view, I didn't know the logistics of it. I was just bitter that this fight was on HBO pay-per-view when it should have just been on regular HBO. So all us fans can enjoy this. But when I was interviewing Bob Arum on Friday, I realized Bob Arum had to put his money up. One, and the biggest reason, HBO wouldn't give him money for this fight. And that's disheartening because you see HBO putting up money for Chocolatito, Triple G, Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward. But when in actuality, their second best fighter, I say Andre Ward number 1 right now, or maybe Triple G, whichever one you want to be first. But their second best fighter is Terance Crawford. And the winner of Sergey Kovalev, Andre Ward, will without a doubt be the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But even if Terance Crawford isn't number 1 right now, or number 2, if you're a betting man based on potential and projection, Terance Crawford will be the baddest man in the world at some point. He's on a collision course. When I say a collision course with Errol Spence, that is, and I hope to God that they get every cent out of that fight. I don't mean us as fans, but monetarily, that Terance Crawford and Errol Spence get their money, because that is a collision course waiting to happen. And I just wanted you guys to understand this because, like you, I was bitter that the fight was on pay-per-view. I don't know how much it cost. I was fortunate enough to be able to cover the fight. And but that's the gift and the curse of Bob Arum representing Terance Crawford. I am us as boxing fans for putting on the fight, not for past relationships. We owe Bob Arum gratitude for putting on this fight because he put his money where his mouth is. But when you look at the bigger picture, HBO is doing Terance Crawford a disservice. They are not putting money into Terance Crawford. Now, when I went to the arena, it wasn't sold out. They had the upper bowl blacked out, so it was just the lower bowl. I don't know what that seat. I would say that seat probably half the arena, 6,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. But you have the floor as well, so maybe that's 2/3 of the arena. But it's just I hope Terance Crawford gets everything he deserves, because I watched him Saturday night and he looked a lot like Pretty Boy Floyd. You know, if you guys remember Pretty Boy Floyd, he would take one round 1, round 2, input your DNA into his mental computer and destroy you. And that's exactly what he did. And it is his choice, Floyd Mayweather, whether he wanted to knock you out or not. Just as last Saturday, it was Terance Crawford's choice whether he goes in and knocks you out or TKOs you. But I'm excited for Terance Crawford's future. I just hope HBO finds the generosity in their heart to put money into Terance Crawford. And we'll just have to wait and see, because we really don't know who Chocolatito is. But we have to give him all the respect because he's 44, 45-0. that deserves respect. Triple G is 24, 20. I don't know how many knockouts he has in a row. It's 20 something. That deserves his respect. But what truly deserves our respect is Andre Ward. He hasn't lost since he was 12 years old. And if you go on resumes, Andre Ward and HBO should be getting along exceptionally well. But we know with his injuries and his promotional issues that he's had in the past, so there may have been some hiccups. But right now, HBO need to be in their boardroom like, I'm sorry if you hear the lawnmower in the back. I'm doing my video at one of my properties, and I got the guys doing the work on the property. But anyways, Terance Crawford, as I told you guys, I picked Gamboa against Terance Crawford. You know, I had every right to, I believe. And Terance Crawford today is a bad man. When I say he's a bad, you guys got to, if you guys get a chance to see him live, it's awfully cheap to see him live now because there's no money. There's no expectation. So if he's coming to Vegas, if he's coming to LA, and you're within a 300-mile bubble, 400-mile bubble, or if you have extra income to hop on a plane and get a hotel room, I suggest that you do, because Terance Crawford is worth the $50 that you would have to pay to see him fight. So I'm gonna cut this short because the lawnmower is going wild. But barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. And like I said, we owe Bob Arum some gratitude, but we need to look HBO in the eye and be like, as they said in what's that movie, Show Me the Money? With sorry, the tip of my tongue. He hangs out at Nobles all the time. What's his name? Oh gosh, the actor. Oh, Cuba Gooding Jr. You know, Show Me the Money. Him and was it Charlie Sheen? Was it not Charlie Sheen? The guy who can't act but had a great scene. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. But barbershop conversation, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.